Salut, c'est Wendy, c'est aujourd'hui nous nous retrouvons pour la suite du Let's Play Blind sur Alan Wake, American's Nightmare. Donc dans la dernière session, et donc la première session, qu'est-ce qu'on a fait? On a exploré, comment ils appellent ça? L'aire de repos. On a découvert un petit peu ce qui se passe, on est à la poursuite de Monsieur Grincement. Et après pas mal de petits événements qui ont eu lieu là-bas, on a découvert que la suite allait se dérouler dans cet observatoire, donc nous y sommes. Et on va essayer de récupérer un max de choses.
Welcome back, listeners. As you know, I'm Eddie Rodman, and I'm still talking to old gods of Asgard, who are doing their big comeback tour. How's that been going for you? Odin?
Splendid! I'm having the time of my life. You know, I didn't realize how much I'd missed that.
And what about you, Thor?
It's okay, you know.
Well, this must bring back a lot of memories.
Oh, yeah. It's wonderful to be back on stage. If it wasn't for my knee, I'd feel like a young man again.
Well, speaking of that, I hate to keep harping on this age thing, but I gotta tell you, I've heard your new songs, guys, and you sound really good.
Thank you.
And this may be a touchy subject, but to be blunt, you really don't sound, well, old. I mean the difference between your speaking voice and your singing voice, it's pretty striking.
What the hell are you talking about? You saying it's not us singing on that record? What? What's he talking about?
No, I'm not saying that, guys, but I can't help noticing the difference.
Son, you're on thin ice. You calling me a liar?
Whoa, hey, let me just step in here for a moment, boys. Yeah, Eddie, they do sound different, but believe me, we're not talking Milli Vanilli here. These guys are the real deal. Why don't you come to the gig tomorrow night and see for yourself? Once they get on that stage, boom, things get real.
Really?
Believe me, they play like they're possessed. It's almost like magic. Look, you see my boys play, you see the old gods for real. These guys project a lot of power. They're not lightweights, you know what I'm saying?
All right, Barry, I'll see if I can make it. Now, let's take another quick break here, and after that, we'll play the new Old Gods of Asgard single. Don't you go away.
Ok. Non, des munitions de lance-fusée, ça c'est cool. Bon, fusil à pompe. Hein. Ok. Super. Ok, bon, ça veut dire on va bientôt se faire attaquer par tout et n'importe quoi, j'imagine. Ça c'est fermé, d'accord. Bon, on va fouiller. Hein. On va voir si on trouve des pages de manuscrits, si on trouve... Bon, ici on a le... On a le nécessaire pour récupérer nos munitions à fond. Et on va voir aussi s'il y a... comment ? Si on trouve une mallette avec une arme, vu que j'imagine que doit en avoir une dans chaque zone. On va explorer un peu. On va pas tout de suite monter au niveau de l'observatoire parce que je pense de toute façon que c'est là-bas qu'il va falloir qu'on aille. Ok. Ah bah voilà, la mallette. Est-ce qu'on a assez? Il en faut 15. Et j'en ai... 9, ok. Et on pourra obtenir quoi? Le fusil de chasse. Alors, si c'est comme dans le 1, le fusil de chasse, c'était... Bah, c'était puissant, mais c'était pas fou. Hein. C'était pas forcément une arme que j'aimais bien utiliser.
I've seen the enemy, and it's me. I've faced dark horrors before, things that live in the unimaginable pressures of the world beyond our own. Sometimes they masquerade as humans, That's what ultimately lurks inside Mr. He's every mean-spirited tabloid story about me, an evil caricature, a creature formed in that vague territory of misconceptions, half-truths, and the dark imagination of people who heard a story about me. An urban legend made flesh, a serial killer, my dark half, brought to life by the power of Cauldron Lake.
Ok. Est-ce qu'on peut ouvrir cette porte? Non. Donc on sait qu'ici il y aura une arme à récupérer. J'imagine que la suite c'est par là, on va pas y aller tout de suite. Je vais pas passer dans les lumières. Donc là on n'a pas besoin de vie et que j'ai l'impression que quand on utilise en fait une zone lumineuse, on... Quoi? Putain, il venait d'où lui? Ok, alors lui il est apparu derrière moi, je sais pas du tout par où. Bon, ça on peut pas l'ouvrir. Attendez, on va passer aux pompes. Ah oui, il faut penser aussi à regarder au niveau du... Ah, quoi? Oh, fusée éclairante. Des grenades incapacitantes, ok. Bon, les grenades incapacitantes, hein, c'était très très puissant parce que ça permet de one-shot tous les ennemis dans la zone. Si ça a pas changé, hein, c'est comme ça que ça fonctionnait dans le 1. Vu qu'en fait ça permettait de faire un grand flash. Alors là, le truc, c'est qu'on... Ah, il y a une page par là. Ouais, elle est là. Ok, les araignées.
Aren't really the work of the enemy. They're a side effect. A part of the dark place's less significant fauna that has managed to slip through the opening I made when I arrived. Less an animal than an idea that has assumed the form of an animal. Makes them no less dangerous, but at least they're a little easier to deal with. The darkness doesn't protect them like the Taken, and thus they can be destroyed by either light or bullets right away.
Les araignées. Ça, c'est encore nouveau, ça. Donc la suite, ça a l'air d'être là. Là, il y a une carabine, fusée éclairante. On va vraiment se balader avant d'avancer. Ah oui, ici on a un autre... Ah ouais, alors la fusil de combat, il faut 40 pages, d'accord? Bon là, on n'est pas encore prêt à être... à la voir, ça. Oh. C'est l'attaque des corbeaux. Non. Il y a une page ici.
The pressure of success got to me. My wife Alice was the sole thing in my life that anchored me. Suddenly it wasn't enough. I couldn't write anymore. I distracted myself with wild parties and whatever trouble I could scare up. I wallowed in the drama of my life, sure that Alice would stick with me even though she didn't sign up to be the lifeline of a tortured artist. It was my dumb luck she's not the type to give up.
Donc ça, c'est ce qui s'est déroulé peu de temps avant... avant Alan Wake, le jeu d'origine. Ouais, donc là on est à fond. Là c'est l'escalier. Alors attendez. On va partir de l'autre côté pour voir en fait s'il n'y a pas des choses que j'ai loupées ou juste des pages de manuscrits à récupérer. Bon, en tout cas des munitions on en a quand même pas mal qui traînent. Donc sur ça déjà c'est pas mal. Alors il y a une page de manuscrit de l'autre côté. De ce que j'ai cru voir. Donc, ouais voilà, il y en a une ici.
I've carried a flashlight and a gun for so long that I feel naked without either. It's all too often that I need them. The darkness protects the Taken, Shadows crawl over their forms like living things, protecting them from harm. Blows that would injure or kill a human outright mean nothing to them as long as the darkness persists. But light makes them vulnerable. Light burns the shadows away. The darkness that drives them is still in them, but now they're vulnerable. Flashlight and gun. Sometimes it feels they're all I have left.
Ok. Et après, je pense on va revenir au niveau où on était. Ah, ici on a encore quelques ennemis qui apparaissent. Bon, juste pour vous faire voir. Voilà. Alors ça les tue pas forcément, d'accord. Je pensais que ça les tuait obligatoirement. Mais ça ne les tue pas. Ok. On va repasser sur les fusées éclairantes au cas où. Et là, de toute façon, on revient au début. Ok, donc là, je pense qu'on va pouvoir avancer. Ça a l'air d'être une plus petite zone que... Vous voyez, en fait, aussitôt qu'on passe dedans, en fait, ça fait un checkpoint, mais ça détruit la lumière. Donc c'est pour ça que je les ai esquivés depuis tout à l'heure. Ok, donc je pense que la suite c'est par là.
Hello? I'm Dr. Rachel Meadows and... Wait a moment, it's you! I can't believe you dare show your face around here again.
Oh, 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 oh. Ok.
Go away.
It wasn't me. I just look like him.
Are you serious? That's what you're going with? Please!
I'm trying to stop him. You saw those shadow things trying to kill me, right? I bet he got along with them just fine.
Yes. Yes, he did. All right. Come on in.
Thank you.
Ok, donc nous voilà dans le... Dans l'observatoire. Ah, une télé.
Hey, buddy. I figured I'd take a moment to talk to you. There's a party next door. I'm feeling pretty good right now. A little beer, a little fun, you know? It's nice. Listen, this whole thing between us, it's a little weird for me too, you know? I mean, we don't just look the same, there's a lot we share. I mean, up here, I know you, right? So I was thinking maybe we could... These guys are getting out of control. Look, I feel like we're both victims of circumstance here. And maybe we could make some kind of effort to... Never mind.
Ok. On s'était dit qu'il y avait peut-être un moment de lucidité, mais pas du tout. Ok.
Just a moment, I'll send the lift down to you. I didn't expect to see anyone here tonight, but I'm relieved to see an actual person. That's assuming this isn't some kind of cruel trick on your part, of course.
Bon, elle a quand même des doutes sur nous, hein. Faut dire que Monsieur Grincement nous ressemble totalement, vu que c'est nous.
There's a strange astronomical event happening right now. Something I can't begin to classify, but I think it's disabled our satellite. There's a very peculiar signal that we're receiving.
A signal? That's what I'm here for.
Well, so was he. But he didn't seem to understand it at all. He got very angry, sabotaged our imaging array, and now we're blind. I believe the event is still going on, but we can't pick it up.
Is there something we can do?
What he broke is essentially just a special camera, but we can't use the telescope without it. There's a replacement in my car. If you can get that to me, we're back in business.
Consider it done.
Donc on reparle d'un signal.
More about the signal.
It's almost as if something's being transmitted to Night Springs. It's the strangest thing. It's quite elusive, almost as if it wasn't properly there. I don't know how to describe it.
So, what was the signal like?
I wish I knew. He appeared before I had a good fix on it. He was very pleasant when I was working, but when I isolated the signal, he suddenly forced me out of the control booth. He said it was none of my business. He seemed to change. Somehow he was very smooth and charming before that, but suddenly he became, I'm sorry. I'm not sure I want to talk about it.
I have to ask, do you always wear that to work?
I was at a party for a local art exhibition. Fascinating works. When I was called away by my assistant. Michael was the first to spot this event. I don't know where he is now, actually. He was supposed to bring us some food, but he never showed up.
Tell me about the event.
Oh, it's quite fascinating. It looks as if stars were changing, somehow. Or shifting positions. It isn't really happening, of course. Most likely it's caused by some kind of atmospheric refraction phenomenon. But I've never seen anything like it.
Did he hurt you?
No. He didn't quite threaten me exactly, but those shadowy things started to crawl into view, and whatever the signal was, he seemed to be extremely frustrated by it. He just started breaking things and left. I thought it best not to interfere.
You were lucky. He's done much worse.
Yes. He showed me a knife, and he kept talking. He enjoyed the sound of his own voice. A proper maniac. You really aren't anything like him, are you?
Believe me, I try very hard not to be.
Ok. Donc un signal. Bon, j'imagine que tout ceci n'a rien à voir avec Zane, hein, mais bon. J'imagine que malheureusement Zane a totalement disparu de l'existence de ce jeu.
And try to be careful. It's a very expensive part and we don't have a replacement. Oh dear, that sounded more callous than I intended. Be safe.
Ok. On va utiliser la lumière pour se faire un point de contrôle. Alors, où est cette voiture? Il y avait ça tout à l'heure? Je suis pas sûr.
This must be your car.
J'imagine que ça y est, ça va être le début des... Voilà. Des araignées, bah oui, bien sûr. Ok. Ok, bon, c'est pas des ennemis trop compliqués à battre. Faut juste leur tirer dessus ou les éclairer. Donc ça peut être des ennemis assez embêtants, je pense. Ok, bon.
I found it!
Excellent. I'll operate the platform directly below the telescope so you can install the array. Don't worry, it's very easy. Have fun. Brilliant, you've got it. I'll just run a quick diagnostic on it. Yes, it's in perfect order. All right, we're good to go. Let's take a look at the skies.
Ok.
I have to shut this down. There's a problem with the automated coolant system. Somebody just interrupted the flow.
So now what?
Well, you could go and open the secondary coolant flow valves manually. I know it's dangerous there, but, well,
I got it!
please come talk to me if you have questions.
Ok, donc on a 3 vannes à ouvrir.
Just remember, you need to release all 3 valves. It doesn't matter what order you do it in.
Bon, c'est vraiment une toute petite zone, donc je sais pas où ils ont pu mettre les autres manuscrits pour le moment. Voilà. Ok. Je vais reprendre le pompe au cas où. Cette caisse qu'on ne pourra jamais ouvrir. Ou en tout cas qu'on n'ouvrira pas pour le moment. Oh. Ok. Attendez, je vais récupérer parce que ici on a des munitions. Et la valve est là. Ok.
Okay, that should do it.
Oui. Ce qui veut dire... Ah. D'accord. Le retour des trucs qui veulent se jeter sur nous. C'est ça. On va s'en débarrasser parce que je le sens mal sinon. Alan Wake, il est fatigué, hein. Bon, j'ai vu qu'il y avait des ennemis. Ok. Bravo, je tire à côté. Je suis doué. Rebonjour. Alors, est-ce que ça suffit?
I released all the valves, Doctor. Is it working?
Just bear with me a moment. Yes, I believe you've got it sorted. It's working again. Nicely done. That sounds like trouble. I don't think they're happy with our success.
Voilà. Oui.
Look out, they found a way in.
Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. C'est un peu la galère.
Hold on a little longer. I've almost got it isolated.
Ok. Ouais, il est tombé. Ouais, je vais récupérer ça. Là 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 là. Ah! Elle a pu rallumer les lumières.
That was intense. I'm sighted in now. I still have no idea what I'm looking at, but it's very strange indeed. Oh, where are my manners? Please, come on up. I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Oui, y a pas de problème. Même nous, on a été un peu distraits là, on va dire. Alors j'ai l'impression que les...
Are we receiving the signal now?
Oh yes, it's coming in loud and clear. It's amazing. I'm not sure what it is yet, let alone where it's coming from, but it's interacting with our system somehow. Like it was intended for us. But I don't understand how that could be.
Maybe that's just how the story goes.
What?
Never mind. Is there a way I can hear it? Or however this is supposed to work?
I think the signal is incomplete somehow, but you should be getting a printout of it now.
What do you mean it's incomplete?
It's almost as if we're only getting a fragment of it.
I need the whole thing. This is important.
I'm sure it is, but this is all we're getting.
Did the man who looks like me get the whole thing?
He locked me out of the booth, so I have no way of knowing. But I can tell you that he didn't really seem to understand it.
So, what's in the sky?
It doesn't make any sense. The stars are just... they're wrong. I thought I'd be able to see something, but it's like I'm looking at a sky that's just... it's not the right sky. But that's impossible.
I consider myself a rational man, Doctor. But this isn't a thing you can measure or explain. I've seen impossible things that have taught me just to roll with some punches. It's either that, or go insane.
I find it disturbing that you sound like you're speaking from ample experience.
Mm-hmm.
A printout of a signal. It, too, is a weapon created by the Champion of Light. In its words, stirs a new reality, but it is incomplete, and yet it provides a roadmap for the man to follow, a course that will lead him to a place where he may confront his enemy